everyone, thank you so much for checking out my video today. We are going to be talking all about what is in my park bag when we go to Disney World. So here in my channel, I like to make content that's geared towards traveling with families, as well as some Disney World specific videos, just because I love Disney World so much and we like to go there. Also, we like to make vlogs of our family vacations, just because it's fun, and to give you some new ideas that might help you with your travels with your family as well. So let's get into what is in my park bag. So if you saw my video where I go over my stroller organization, you will remember that I have a lot of attachments on my stroller. I don't bring a large park bag, and a lot of the reason for that is because I have a travel stroller. I don't have a very large basket underneath, and I don't want to have a giant, big, bulky bag hanging off the bar of my stroller. So what I do is I actually break up my items into smaller bags. So I have like a side sling bag on my stroller. I have a net bag that hangs from the handlebars that has a mesh area for larger items that obviously, they might get wet, so you have to be careful what goes in there unless you have a cover that can go over it. But that bag that I have also has some inner pockets that are zippable that I can keep more things in there. So those are the types of things that I keep, that I use regularly. So if you don't have a bag like that, and you do have like a larger bag that you want one bag, you might want to get a bag that's similar to this one. Because it has multiple areas to put your things, it is much easier to organize your things. Like, you could very easily say, okay, I want all my first aid stuff to go in here, snacks go in here, extra clothes go in here, so forth. So this is actually what I used on our first trip. And it did work, but it got very heavy. And honestly, it didn't even fit everything that I needed. Like, I needed to somehow carry my our ponchos and the stroller cover, and so I wound up having like those wet bags kind of like clipped to the bag, so when I needed to fold up the stroller to take it on the bus or something, I had like all these multiple bags. So this time with my new stroller, I have the type of stroller that when you fold it, the handlebars stay upright, so that bag that is hanging on my handlebars actually can stay there when we fold up the stroller, which is so helpful and so convenient. If you are in the market for a new stroller, definitely check out my Zoe Traveler review and even my stroller organization video, just to show you how much easier it is to have one of those travel strollers that fold up like that, so you can keep things on your stroller. It's such a help. So because of that, this is the only park bag that I bring that sits underneath my stroller in the basket. And in here are things that, like, obviously I need, but I don't need to be grabbing all the time. So what's in here are like extra snacks. Like, I have my son's snack container in here that has snacks that I know he loves in case he's not finding something at the park that he wants. His favorite things are Dole Whip and Mickey pretzels. So, we can always find those. But just in case he's not finding something that he wants to eat, I do have backup snacks for him. And so those stay in here. And my daughter actually has one of these as well. But my daughter is, she's 8. And so she has her own little backpack that she keeps her snacks and her water bottle and, maybe like activity books or something like that, that she holds on to. And we actually do rent a Disney stroller for her, so she can have that bag with her in her stroller. It has her water bottle with her, so I don't need to worry about her things in this bag. It's really just for my 3-year-old son in this bag. So what other things that I have in here, right now I have diapers. He's still in diapers. He's not fully trained yet. The next time we go to Disney, he might be. So this bag of diapers might turn into some pull-ups, or I might have another bag that has like a potty seat in it. You know, like those are the types of things that I would keep in this bag, because when we go to the bathroom or when we go to a restaurant, this whole bag comes out of the stroller and comes with us. The other thing that I have in here is our restaurant bag. I use this all the time, not just at Disney. Anytime we really go anywhere, I have this with me. It just has, like, right now it's got some like little characters in it. In this little bag are some like magnet people. I have a notebook, just to do some like coloring. And then I also have, these are like those placemats, like those disposable placemats that you can stick to the table, for my son. And then, you know, just to have it for food purposes, but also for germ purposes. And it's also just fun to look at and something to keep him busy. But that is what I have in here. And I will, you know, put things in and out of here depending on what they are into at the moment. For Disney or any other vacation, I will usually get new things, like surprise things that will definitely keep them busy and occupied anytime that we really need to wait for something, like if we're at a restaurant, or you know, I'm not going to bring this in line with us, but I could grab something from it and keep it in there. I also have these little LED drawing tablets. I love that these ones have the pen attached, but you just simply draw on it and you can erase it. And they're so light and thin that it really just makes sense just to have them in your bag. You can just so easily just throw them in here. It'll give the kids something to do if, you know, wherever we are that we might need something to keep us organized. The other thing that I have in here is, okay, it's not in here at the moment, but I do have a waterproof blanket that I keep with us. I'm going to put a picture of it right here, and then I will make sure I link it at the bottom as well. But this thing is great for anytime it's rained and you want to sit down even on the grass or on a bench and it's wet, or even if you want to sit on the curb for a parade or the fireworks, it just gives you a nice clean spot to sit, and it folds up into a nice little bag, so it's super easy to bring with you. So besides that park bag, like I mentioned, I have that other hanging bag that is on my stroller. The large items that are in the mesh part of that bag, I'm not really going to go into, because this is about my park bag, and those things, I wouldn't just stick in like a, you know, it's got like, my tray that goes in the cup holders. And, you know, if you're interested to see what's in there, you can go and check out my stroller organization video. But I do keep larger items in that section, but in the smaller sections on top, I'm going to go over, because if I didn't have that bag, they would go in my regular park bag. So those items are things like my drink koozie. You know, I like to get those iced coffees or lattes, and nobody likes to hold a wet cup. So these are really great to just have with you, and you can stick your cup in here and it makes all the difference. I also like to keep reusable utensils. So these are something that I like to keep, you know, I don't use them all the time, but I do keep them in a very, I do keep them in a location that's easy to grab, because you do need to take these out to go through security or you will get flagged. So what I do is I keep them up there. When we're going to go through security, I take them out, put them in the basket in my stroller so that they can check it. And then I'll be able to stick that right back in there. But I do really love having these. If you haven't given it a try, I do suggest it, because I don't know about you, but a lot of times, I can't tell you how many times I've had plastic silverware just snap when I'm trying to cut something, even for myself, you know, like if I'm getting a quick service or if I'm at the Epcot Festival and I'm walking around with some food and I'm trying to cut it because we're trying to share it. It's just really nice to have those reusable utensils. So the other thing that I like to have are glow sticks. I have these little ones. Oh, one broke. I have these little ones that I like to keep. When it's nighttime, I like to just kind of wrap these around the stroller, or I can give them to my kids to hold. But I also really like to have these kinds. These are from Target. They're from the party section. They're just like little stars. But my kids go crazy over these, like when we're on rides, like the People Mover in that whole dark area, or anywhere that's like even like Pirates of the Caribbean, or like anything that's like more dark. They really like to have these glow sticks, and they're not so obnoxious that they're gonna like bother people on the rides. They're not swinging them all around. They're really just to have them to just because they like to, it's fun, and who doesn't like to have a glow stick in the dark? But this is something that I like to keep with me all the time. And sometimes I do put them in the next bag that I'm going to talk about, which is my fanny pack. So this bag is the bag that is on me all the time. I never take this bag off. It's always on me because this bag is where I keep my phone and my wallet and things like that that are more valuable that I really don't want to leave on my stroller. That is really something that you should think about. If you do have a stroller and you're not going to have your big bag with you all the time, I highly recommend having a smaller bag that you can have on you all the time that has those personal items in them, or valuable items. And I will tell a story, a very quick story on another reason, not just because they're valuable, but I actually got separated from my husband and my kids one time. I got stuck at security and they went off, and we had a very big miscommunication on where we were going to meet. And my husband had the stroller and the kids, and my phone was in the stroller. So when I came out of security and couldn't find them anywhere, I literally had to ask somebody if I could borrow their phone so that I could call my husband and find out where he was. So just another reason to have something like this that has your valuable items in it, so that you always have your phone, you always have your wallet, you always have your park tickets, anything like that, you're gonna wanna have on you. So besides the valuable items that I have in here, I also like to keep one of these small fans in here. These are the best fans ever. I like to keep one hooked onto my stroller for my son because he likes to have it. My daughter likes to have them, but I also like to have it in this bag because when we are online and we don't have the stroller with us, if we're online or if we're waiting for food at a quick service or something and we don't have the stroller, we can just, I can keep this in here and anybody who needs it can just use it. And it's so thin and so light, and I honestly think these are so powerful. They really do a really great job with keeping you cool. So this is something that I like to have in that bag. I also like to keep a bowl in my bag, which might sound kind of weird, but I really like these ones because when you snap off the lid, they pop out into a really nice size bowl. So I like to keep that with me because I could keep it in the stroller, but I don't know. I just like to have it on me just because sometimes if you're eating anything, Dole Whip or whatever, and my kid wants some, and so I can just very easily share it with him. And then it can also be used as leftover container as well. If they didn't finish something, you can very easily close this up, and then I would put it back in the stroller for that. Because another thing is, I don't know if you heard, but squirrels like to go into your stroller and see if there's any food available. It's a fact. So if you want to keep any leftover, like even if there were a couple of times where my son didn't finish his pretzel, and instead of just wrapping it in the paper and sticking it in the stroller where a squirrel could get to, I could break up the pieces and put them in here, and it has an actual lid that will close and keep our food safe. from any critters that are hungry. So it's just another thing to have. You don't need to keep it in this bag. You can very easily keep it in any other bag and it will work the same way. So another thing that I keep in here is our portable phone charger. This one I love because it comes with the wires already attached. So you don't need to carry, like, I actually have a whole case that I pack that has all of our chargers in it, you know, for fans, for magic bands, for cell phones, iPads, you know, anything that we need for the room. But I don't want to have to lug that whole thing with me in order to charge it. So this one comes with all the things that you would need attached to it. And then to charge it, you just push this down and it plugs straight into the wall. And this little button here tells you how much charge you have on it. So this is just another thing that is just really convenient and nice to have, especially when you are at Disney where you know you're going to need your phone all the time. It's really nice to have a charger with you. I also like to keep this sunscreen in this bag. I like to have it with me because I find that, especially this sunscreen, which is super easy to use, it's actually a powder. It's a little brush and I really only use it for our faces. It doesn't work as well on like your whole body and you will go through the entire thing if you try to do that. But it really works so well for your face. And I use it for the kids too, because if you're a parent, you know how hard it is to get sunscreen on your kids, especially on their face. So this is just so easy to just rub all over their face. And honestly, standing in line is one of the best times to do it because you're just standing there and you just do it really quick. And then, you know, and then you can be on your way. This one I absolutely love. It's Brush on Block. You do have to apply it a little bit more often than other sunscreens, but honestly, I would rather have to apply this every hour on the face instead of trying to slather lotion onto my kids' faces. And also, I cannot stand that greasy feeling of sunscreen lotion on your face. It is just one of my biggest just ucks. I really just don't like it at all. So they always say the best sunscreen to use is the one that you will wear and reapply often. So in that case, this is my absolute favorite. I don't care if I have to reapply it more often. It makes my skin feel fine. It doesn't feel oily or greasy. It's easy to put on the kids. So it's just, I love this one. I do keep the other sunscreen in that bag that's on my stroller. It's a spray. You know, I use the spray on the kids just because it's so much easier. As you can tell, sunscreen and I are not friends, but we are friends because I know how important it is. So because of that, I try to go the convenient route. And I will use the spray, especially when we're at someplace at Disney World, because it's quick, it's easy to do. The kids are fine with it on their body. When we're home, I do tend to go different routes. I will use some lotion. Sometimes I'll even put on UPF clothing, like those long sleeve UPF clothing if we're just at home, like running around in the backyard and I don't want to have to slather sunscreen on them all the time. So I will do that. But at Disney, it's the spray and it's the powder, just convenience. And honestly, the powder on the face I use all the time, not just at Disney. It really does work. However, it does not work in water. So even though it says on here that it is water, does it say water resistant? It says water resistant for 80 minutes, but I don't recommend using this when you're swimming at all. I've tried it, it doesn't work. And especially because you do have to reapply it so often. If you're in the pool, it's a lot easier to lose track of time. especially if your kids are playing in the pool. You don't want to have to drag them out, you know, all the time to reapply it. So I would, when we are swimming, what I do is I use the spray kind, but I spray it in my hand so that I can rub it, and then I spread it on their face. You know, I see people trying to like spray your face, like spray it into your hand, rub it around, and then you can easily apply it to your face and your kids' faces. So that is what we use for sunscreen. The other thing that I like to keep with me, I usually keep it in the bag that hooks onto the stroller, is this little pouch here. This has all of my first aid stuff in it. I do also keep Band-Aids and some blister Band-Aids in this bag as well, because you never know when you're going to need a Band-Aid. Like if you're online for a ride or something and you don't have your stroller on you, it's really nice to have some backup Band-Aids with you. I actually decided that I have this pill case as well that has like Advil, stomach medicine, motion sickness medicine, and this trip I am going to put this in this bag here that stays with me all the time, because you never know when a headache's starting to come up, you're feeling queasy, maybe you just got off of a ride and you're feeling nauseous and your stroller is all the way in stroller parking. It would be really easy to pop this out and take something instead of trying to, you know, work your way back over to the stroller or whatever it is. I'm just the type of person that just likes to be prepared for anything. So if you're the same way, that is really what this bag is for, to keep things for emergency purposes and also your valuables. So that is like the main idea of this bag. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. We are going on a family vacation really soon, so I'm going to be doing some packing videos and prepping videos. It's not to Disney World, but it is a family vacation that you know, that I will still show some packing content for. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of those videos, and until next time.